Hello students, in this video we are going to learn direct-indirect narration. Now the first thing that comes in our mind that what is narration? Right, so narration is an act of reporting the words of the speaker. What is narration? It is an act of reporting the words of the speaker. So whatever the speaker is saying, if someone is reporting that, it is called narration. For example, here you can say, on the Friday night, this boy says to this girl that I will call you tomorrow. Now the same girl talked to her friend on the following Tuesday, and she said that he would call me the next day. So this girl is reporting the exact word of this boy. So it is called narration. Now there are two ways of narrations: direct narrations and indirect narration. Now direct narration, what is direct narrations? When we quote the exact words spoken by a speaker is called the direct speech or the direct narrations. When we quote the exact word. For example, Roxy said to Rosie. What she said to Rosie? I'm going for shopping. Now look at this. The exact words of Roxy is quoted here, right, with the help of this inverted comma or the quotation marks, right? So the same exact word are quoted with the help of this quotation marks or inverted comma. This speech is called direct speech or the direct narration. Now these speech are enclosed in inverted commas. Direct narrations are always enclosed in the inverted commas. Without inverted comma, there won't be any direct speech. So it is the compulsory thing for direct narration. The next is indirect speech or indirect narration. Now, when only the substance of the speaker's words are given, not the exact word. Look at this. In direct speech, the exact words are given. But in indirect, only the substance, the essence of the speaker's words are given is called indirect or reported speech or the reported narration or indirect narration. Many people call it reported speech as well, right? So that is what indirect speech. For example, Roxy told Rosie, same example I have given here. Roxy told Rosie that she was going for shopping. Now there is no inverted comma. Do you find it? No, there is no inverted comma are used here, and the substance of the speaker's words are given, not the exact word. Not I am going for shopping. She was going for shopping. Okay, so this indirect speech are not enclosed in inverted commas. I hope I'm clear what is direct and what is indirect narration. Now let's understand it with the example. Now two boys are here, Rocky and Sam. Now both of them are talking to each other face to face. Rocky said to Sam, "Hey Sam, where are you going?" Now what's the answer of Sam? I'm going for an extra class. Now this is the conversation between these two two kids here, Rocky and Sam. Both are talking to each other. Both are talking to each other about themselves only, not other one. Okay, so this is what called direct speech or direct narration. Both of them are talking each other, right? This is called direct speech. Now the same conversation, same talking, Rocky is telling all the talks, all the conversations to this girl named Daisy. Sam said he was going for an extra class. Now Sam is not present in this conversation, right? But Rocky is reporting the exact word of Sam to Rocky is reporting the substance of this Sam words to this girl Daisy. This is what called indirect narration or indirect speech. If face to face conversation is going on, then it is direct conversations. If someone is not present and we are reporting the substance of that person, that means it is called indirect narration. Now let's see the structure of direct speech and indirect speech. But before we start, let's see what some important elements which is necessary here to get this sentence. It is in the direct speech. Roxy said to Rosie, I am going for shopping. Now here Roxy. What is Roxy here? It is the subject, right? Now say to. What is say to? It's our verb. Rosie. What's Rosie? It's object, right? Roxy say to. Roxy say to whom? Rosie. So it's our object. So it is SVO pattern is here, right? Now another sentence is given here, that is I am going for shopping. Now again I is the subject, am going for is our verb, shopping is our object. Now we have these two different SVO. These are two clauses are given here, or two sentences are given here, right? Both of them are complete. One is not dependent on the other. So we can also say that it's two sentences, the principal clause and the subordinate clause. Okay, now this formation, this first Roxy said to Rosie, it is our RV, that is reported verb. We call it reported verb. Next, this sentence, I am going for shopping. This is our DS. DS means direct speech. Okay. So it's most important thing in this direct indirect narration. This is called RV. This is called DS. Generally this one is RV. It is verbs. RV is verb. Reported verb. What is reported verb here? That is say to. Okay. So it is reported verb. This one is called DS, which are enclosed in the inverted comma or the quotation marks. Okay, clear? Now let's see the structure of this direct and indirect speech. Now in direct speech are actual speech which are spoken by the speaker. Now there are two things are there, principal clause and subordinate clause. Now look at this sentence, Roxy said to Rosie. Now this is what we call RV. It is our principal clause. Roxy said to Rosie. Okay, and next one is subordinate clause. What is subordinate clause? I'm going for shopping. I'm going for shopping. The exact words are given in the direct speech, as I told you. Right? And this principal clause and subordinate clause, they are joined with the help of these commas. Right? How they are joined? They are joined with this comma or this inverted commas. Okay, now in indirect speech, how it will turn? Roxy told Rosie. Now it is our principal clause. They are joined with the connector or the conjunction, that is that, and our indirect subordinate clause is she was going for shopping. Now these are the substance of the exact word, not the exact word. These are the substance of the speaker's words are given. That is what indirect or reported speech. I hope you are clear here. Now, how to convert direct speech into indirect speech? Now, there are 7 steps. If you learn these 7 steps, it would be very easy for you to turn any direct speech into indirect one. So, please focus here. 7 important steps. First step is change of RV. RV, what is RV? Reported verb. So Roxy said to Rosie, what is reporting verb? Reported verb? Say to, right? So that is change of RV. We'll see the steps in detail, but we'll just overlook this all 7 steps. Okay, so first step is change of RV. Second is remove comma or inverted commas that we have used in direct speech to join the two clauses, principal and subordinate. Okay, now the third step is use conjunctions like that, if, whether, WH word or adjectives to join the clauses. So we have to use conjunctions wherever we are transforming direct speech into indirect one. The fourth step is convert all kinds of sentences into assertive sentences. It's most important. All kinds of sentences into assertive sentence we have to convert it and change the RV's verb according to the expressions of DS. We have to change RV's verb according to the expression of the DS. Right? RV's verb, that is reported verb, right? So we have to change that verb according to the expression of DS. DS, that's a direct speech. If direct speech is a statement or assertive sentence, then we have to use according to that reporting verb. If it is suggesting something else, exclamation is there, question is there, we have to change the reporting verb said or told accordingly. Right? Next is change of pronoun. Change of pronoun. What is pronoun? Instead of noun, whatever verb we are using, we call it pronoun. I, me, you, he, she, it, they, we, us, our, right? Him, her, them. So these are called pronoun. Change of tense. Change of tense. Now for this we require the knowledge of all the tenses, right? If you haven't watched my tense video, just check it out. I will also put the link into the description box. Next step is change of adverbs or words indicating time or place and modal auxiliary. Right? So we have to follow these 7 steps to convert direct speech into indirect speech. Don't miss any of the steps, right? It's most important. Okay, now we'll see all the steps one by one in a detail. First step was change of RV. Now, RV's verb. If say to is there in the direct speech, direct sentence, then we'll have to convert it with the told. We'll replace said to with told. If said is there, we'll replace said with told. Say to will replace with tell, and says to will replace with the help of tells. Now just look at this. Said is in the past, told is also in the past, again said is in the past, say to's present tense is here, tell, look at this tell, it is also in the present, says to, again it is in the present, will convert with the help of tells. Now here if you have observed, we haven't changed the tense of this RV's verb. We have just changed all the things with the help, we have just replaced say verb with tell. If it is in present, we will put present form of tell. If it is in past, we'll put past form of tell, that is told. So no change in RV's tense, right? It's most important. Next is if RV has an object. If RV, that means Rosie said to Roxy. Now Rosie said to Roxy. Now if RV has an object used told, what is object? Roxy is object, right? If RV has an object, then what we'll have to do? We'll have to use told. Though it is written said here, we'll cut this said, instead of it what will we write? Told. Now said to is given. Okay, we'll also cut this 2. So we will cut this say to and we will write told. I hope I'm clear. Now the next step. Remove comma and inverted commas. Okay, we have to remove commas and inverted comma. If we don't remove these things, then it will consider as the direct speech only. So we'll have to we'll have to remove these commas and inverted commas. Now the third step is that use conjunctions, that is that, if, whether, WH adjectives or to join the clauses. Now two clauses are there, principal and subordinate clause. Now if we have to join RV to DS, we'll have to use these things, these conjunctions. Which are they? That, if, whether or WH word or to. Now where to use that, where to use if or whether or WH adjective or to? These are given here. If there is assertive and exclamatory sentences, will join this will join this RV and DS with the help of that. If assertive and exclamatory sentences are there, we will use that as a conjunctions. If yes no interrogative sentences are there, yes no questions, where we can answer with yes or no, these questions, these interrogative sentences are formed with the auxiliaries, modal auxiliaries, helping verbs and supporting verbs as well, right? Do, does, did, can, may, might, is, am, are, was, were, have, has, had, will, shall. So if they are if the interrogative starts with these words, then the answer could be in yes or no. So that is the reason they are called yes no interrogative. Now if these kind of sentences are there, we'll have to join these sentences with if or whether. If ds is yes no interrogative, we will join ds with rv with if or whether. Choice is yours. You can either go for if or go for whether. Now spelling of whether, note the spelling whether, right? Many students get confused with the spelling of it. They used to write whether. This weather is something else. Okay, it is the atmosphere, not that weather. Okay, next is WH adjective. If WH questions are there, we'll have to join it with that only. Okay, so it's bit easier for us. So who, what, where, when, how many, how much. If these kinds of adjectives are there, we'll use the same adjectives as our conjunctions. Next is to. Now where we use to, if ds is imperative sentence, then we will use to as a conjunctions, right? So this is what the conjunctions. Okay, next steps, that is fourth step. Convert all kinds of sentences, that is interrogative sentences, exclamatory sentences and imperative sentences, into assertive sentences. Interrogative sentence, that means question sentences which ends with the question mark, which ask us something, that they are called interrogative. Exclamatory, oh bravo, what a beautiful piece, how stupid. So these are called exclamatory sentences which ends with the exclamation marks. And imperative sentence commands us something, requests us something, orders us something, suggests us something. For example, sit down, stand up, cut the lemon into 2 pieces, right? So these are called imperative sentences where the subject is not mandatory, right? They generally starts with the verb, that is even main verb. Okay, they are called imperative sentences. Now we have to convert all these sentences into assertive sentences. If ds is already in assertive sentences, then it is good, but if it is not, then we'll have to convert all these sentences into assertive sentences. Now what is assertive sentences? Statements, right? Or declarative sentences. They are called they are also known as declarative sentences, right? Statements, whether it is positive, affirmative or a negative sentence, it doesn't matter, they are called assertive sentences. Assertive sentences falls into two sub sentences, that is affirmative and negative, right? And the change of RV's verbs said, told, according to the expressions of DS. Now what is these things? We'll have to convert all the sentences into assertive first, and we'll have to change RV's verb. What is RV's verb? That is said or told, according to the expression of the DS. Now if DS is interrogative sentences, then we'll have to use according to that kind of reporting verb. If it is exclamatory, then we'll use that expressions, we'll use that reporting verb which express this same emotions of the sentence, right? Now here you can see the table or a chart. Interrogative sentences. Now what kind of verbs we can use? right? So in interrogative sentences we can change this RV's verb said or told into this all verb. For asked, inquired, query, demanded, wanted to know, right? So we can use all these verbs. If interrogative sentences are there, we'll put according to the expressions, according to the conversations or demand also as well, right? Okay, in imperative sentences we can replace said or told with commanded, requested, demanded, proposed, suggested, ordered, forbade, threatened, begged, entreated, forbade. Wherever you will find that it's a negative imperative, then you can go for forbade, right? So this we can use these reporting verbs in case of imperative sentences. Now in the exclamatory sentences we can go for wished, exclaimed, exclaimed with joy or exclaimed with sorrow, exclaimed with praise, exclaimed with surprise, or prayed, blessed, cried. So numbers are there, right? So we can go with this kind of reporting verb when it comes exclamatory sentences in DS. Now if they are assertive sentences, so generally we use said or told, but we can also use these things replied, stated, answered, etc., right? When there is a conversation going on between 2 3 persons and they're talking to each other, asking each other, we can use these kinds of verb, right? Okay, next step is change of pronoun. So basically there are 3 persons when it comes to pronoun or a speaker: first person, second person, and the third person. First person, that is I, we, me, my, myself, us, our, ourselves. Second person, that is you, your, yourself, yourselves. Third person, that is he, she, it, they, right? Himself, themselves, her, his, its. So this is what the first person, second person, third person, right? So how they will convert? So if it is the first person, if first person pronoun is used in the direct speech, that is DS, then what will we do? We will convert the pronoun with the subject of RV. Now subject of RV, what is subject of RV? For example, Roxy said to Rosie. Roxy said to Rosie. Now here, what is subject here? It is our reported verb, right? It is our RV. What is subject of RV? That is Roxy, right? It is our subject. So first person will change according to the subject of RV, right? So that's it. Second person, if second person pronoun is given, then we'll convert it with the object of RV. What is object of RV? Roxy said to Rosie. Rosie, yes, Rosie is our object, so we will convert object. We will if second person pronoun is used in the sentence, so we will convert according to the object of RV. Now if third person pronoun is there, then there is no change. Okay, then there is no change. Now it is very easy. Now it's get confused, right? Don't get confused. Here we have a key that is 1, 2, 3 SON. First person subject, second person object, third person no change. 1, 2, 3 SON. So this is the shortcut key. You can use it. It's very easy to remember. Sun. What is it? SON. Sun. 1, 2, 3 sun. I hope these 5 steps are clear. Thank you very much.